Let's do it.
I want you to say hello to my little friend. Now, I was wondering, why would Diatone and EACHINE team up to make a 142mm quadcopter in the 3-inch range that does 107 miles per hour? And I thought, why would Diatone put EACHINE name on it? Because that seems like it's a quality control difference. But after playing around with this thing for a little bit, I have to say that, holy crap, this is the best $140 I have seen. And yeah, it's great. So we're just going to dig into the bench right now. My DVR screwed up, so I will tell you there is no flight on this one for this video, but flights will be coming soon. Let's jump in. All right, so what we got here? We got this fun little thing. Let's start off. This is actually Diatone teaming up with EACHINE and TBS, Team Black Sheep, for an 800 milliwatt F4 based 1408 micro beast on a Stretch X frame. I will tell you, this is 90 millimeters wide and 110 millimeters across, and is a fantastic 142.12 millimeters if you go by that a squared plus b squared equals c squared thing. And yeah, so let's dig in here. We've got our TBS Unify sitting on top of a 5-volt ripple board that actually makes your reception a lot better by doing stuff, magic stuff. So that board, magic stuff, it's $5 extra for this TBS, up to 800 milliwatts. We got a Runcam Micro Swift that is a 2.1 lens, and that means that you have this super wide field of view that, if my DVR were working properly, would be the best thing ever, because you can see where you're going and you can go where you're seeing, and that's awesome. Totally, totally awesome. Now, when you see Diatone, and you do, Diatone to me is quality parts. So you get this chamfered edge right here. Chamfered is smooth edge. It's also cut correctly. If you notice that it did the kebab or dental perfect cut, and it's got little motor protectors on it, and it's got chamfered edged screws that are tight, and they're nice, and they actually come pre-Loctited. And you got these beautiful 1408 motors on them. They're 4000 kV screamers. They have a little pin through them. That pin goes to a 2x6 by 2.5 bearing that is the weakest link in this motor. So the motor itself, let's see if we can get up in here. Let's see here. Now, you can't really see the gap because that gap is tizite, but there's a gap in there somewhere. And you got curved magnets, and you got notchy motors, and these are, man, they're sweet. They sweet. That's all I got to say about the motors, because they are the beauty of this beast. And right here, we got hand soldered ESC 25 amp. It says on the specs D-Shot 6 or 1200, but it's D-Shot 600, so don't think it's 1200. It's not 32-bit ESC. It's just a be all hell yes. D-Shot 600 comes with that Make 2 Nano Mamba stack, the 20 millimeter. So it's a 25 amp ESC. And don't do like I do and think when you see the current inside that 25 is the max, because it's 25 times 4, and that's 100. And, man, I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of this math junk. But anyway, comes with a little LED board up top. That's really nice, really nice. F4 that's capable of 8K without breaking a sweat. It does have that beautiful MPU 6000 in it. What else we got in here? Let's see. What else we got for specs on this thing? See, it's the Mini. It comes with a beautiful little sheet here. That is the Maxi, so yeah, let's turn it over. Got Mini here when you take a look here. So we got that 168 megahertz, MPU 6000, 16 meg black box, D-Shot 153 600, mounting 20, blah 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 blah. RSSI is nice, smart audio, camera control even, which is kind of sweet. And yeah, but it's 25 amp for up to 4S ESC. So whenever you do see that current meter and you see it blast up to 52 amps, which you will do if you have a good battery, just know that's only half of its rating. So 120 burst for 10 seconds, pretty good. Pretty good. And you'll see every little thing up in here. Then you got your camera stuff, and then you got your little TBS Unify. It comes pre-wired for flysky, and this is actually very easy to swap out. So you just kind of depin it, and you pop on your little flysky, and you can just pop it right in there. That's really cool. Really cool. But beauty on this by far is this Stretch X frame, which gives you some nice clean airflow in the back. So it's and it just does good job. Micro Swift 2.1 lens, TBS Unify, smart audio, F4 flight controller with that nice MPU 6000. It is soft mounted, so you can tell squeegee. You can tell it's doing really well. The only thing on it, so the canopy on the HD versions is soft mounted canopy to hold your camera. This is a hard mounted, so this bushing back here is plastic and it's hard, so that's all right. I did not notice any jello. Once I get my DVR replaced, I will have some DVR footage of this one, but rest assured it is gorgeously awesome. And yeah, it's really cool. So it comes with the goodie pack that is standard for Diatone, which is awesome. So you get your lightweight nuts. Everybody needs some lightweight nuts. You get your battery gels, keep it from slipping around. You have 3 battery straps, so small, medium, and large, so you can use up to a 1500 milliamp hour battery. I recommend about 750. You get a new ESC flight controller cable along with power. This little stick out thing is for your beeper that it comes with, so if you want to put a beeper in there, or if you don't, whatever. Comes with an XT30, so if you have to convert some of your batteries, what's that, battery cable, and the coolest thing I have seen from Diatone, they give you pre-Loctited 2x3, 2x4, all the way up to 2x9 screws, just because. And that's just a cool little touch. So if you get a couple of Diatones, you can actually rebuild a new quad based on just your spare parts from Diatone. You also get an entire 2.5 motors worth of motor screws that are pre-Loctited. So I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, see? Blue. Pre-Loctited. Like, that is sweet. So anyway, that's in the package along with your little instructions, download thing. You also get 3028 props and 3052 props, gen fans on both, so you get 2 sets of props, and these are actually the cool props that will slip right in. The 3028s will slip into your 11 series style motors, so it's got little click-in things. That's pretty cool. Anyway, just cool thing. Let's jump over to Betaflight. So I'm using Betaflight Configurator, one of the latest builds that just came out of Configurator 10.6, and then plugging in the Diatone. There we go. And you notice how fast it loads up. So this is perfectly stock. So if you have not used your ER349, this is how it comes. VCP, and you have smart audio on UART3. Your UART1 is your serial bus, and yeah, UART6 is open. Configuration, it comes standard D-Shot 600. Motor idle throttle is 3%. That actually explains why it felt kind of funny to me. So that part's funny. 8K 2K, that's easy to switch 8K 8K, and it does not. You're right now at 4% load, so you can easily switch that 8K 4K, 8K 8K rather. Accelerometer is not enabled to start, and you're also an S-Bus with serial base, and that is stock, but you flip it over to iBus. So anyway, iBus if you're a FlySky user. Your board and sensor alignments are nothing. Arming, since you don't have an accelerometer, you don't have to arm any. You don't have to have an arm angle, max arm angle, or anything like that. RSSI comes turned off because they expect you to get it through your receiver. And yeah, so anyway, air mode not enabled on this one. hilarious. So yeah, this, like I say, perfectly stock. I didn't want to change anything before I got a recording of what this came with, due to the fact that I've changed things in the past and then realized I shouldn't have changed that. So this is exactly a stock setup. You would want to enable air mode. You would want to move this to 5.5 just as a good starting place, and this to 8K, 8K. And when you do all that, and enable RSSI, analog RSSI, and that way this will make RSSI show up in your OSD, which is very, very useful, especially if you're flying around bandos and whatnot. You could mix your motors and reverse them here, and D-Shot 600, at least it came that and not 125. I never use a craft name, so I don't really care, and I'm not really a 3D flyer, but I would definitely enable air mode if I were you. So this is not stock, and before, I'm not saving it since I want to keep this as stock in case I do it in the future. Power and battery. This one, memorize this page. If you ever update, you do want to come back in and set your scale again, set your divider value and your multiplier and your scale for amperage. Otherwise your meter will be off, and it's very frustrating because you just don't know. And having an onboard meter is really cool. Power meter, it's really cool, it's useful, and it's keeps you from killing your batteries. So remember these scales. Failsafe, I love that they default this to 0.4 seconds, because if you're flying this quad, one thing you will know, it is insanely fast, easily over 100 miles per hour. So half a second at 100 miles per hour is quite a distance. I really don't want to sit and do the math for it, but just trust me, it's a distance. So I'm glad they defaulted that to 0.4 and to drop your butt out of the sky. So that's great. Props to them. They also gave you a decent tune. I was honestly impressed with this tune. 28, 45, 25 Ds. PIDs, yeah, 28, 45. And these are actually really good. I'm surprised they didn't turn on iTerm Relax. I do that so I can tighten up. And you will notice when you fly this quad, it's not what you would call locked in tight. It does, however, not bounce back, and it gives really good feeling. So these I don't mind. Smooth, it's set up what I would feel is a good freestyle, except that I prefer a tighter control, but that's me, and that's because I fly around my stupid little tree. But if you like smooth, this is a really good setup. They even tweaked your velocity, max velocities for you, so that it's something they think is good. Personally, I just like higher pitch. I like higher numbers, like almost double that. But I don't recommend that. They did, and I did not notice any oscillations. So they've changed the TPA and the breakpoint. These are not stock, so they have changed it, and they did a good job. It doesn't oscillate. Unfortunately, like I say, my cameras did not cooperate with me. These are pretty much stock, so they didn't mess with filters very much, but the motors came down cool to the touch. Now, if you notice, this is 351, not 4.0. So there's a big difference in 4.0 filtering. And once I get my DVR back in and I can get some good flights, I'm going to flash this to 403 because I do that to every quad. When you go to receiver tab, I'm very surprised they did not do RC filter smoothing. So I would change that. Interpolation, this is more of a feeling thing. So if you don't like it, don't do it. But a lot of people can't tell a difference. I doubt if you handed me a quad, I could tell a difference. But at least it's a placebo in my head that I like RC smoothing to be filter and not interpolation. As far as modes, they literally only give you ARM. So that's funny. I do like to enable beeper and camera control since this one has it. Those are actually, I don't use too many modes. Adjustments, once again, they don't do anything. Motors, if you want to test your motors out, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're good. OSD, They actually give you a good setup with your battery average cell, your current draw, your milliamp hours drawn. That way you can see how it's going. I don't like having craft name. I'm gonna be honest. I don't enjoy that. But timer 2 is pretty good, and they even disable warnings though. I normally enable warnings. I like to know what's going on, but I like to enable RSSI. So anyway, I like to be able to see it. And other than that, coming through, battery drawn, blah blah blah. I do like most of these. I like that they didn't put in the GPS stuff that, since you don't have a GPS, then why do you use it? So I like their default setup. I have to give them credit. They put some thought into it, and that's something not a lot do. So in CLI, there really isn't that much in here other than OSD. Your RSSI. Trying to remember what to type for it. There we are. RSSI invert is off, and for me using a flysky, I have to turn that on. So I really do set RSSI invert equal on. And I do that so that I don't have my max RSSI showing like 9 and then going down from there. So other than that, just know, what in the world? Just get, there we go. It's like, what in the world? I ain't getting what I need here. Other than that, just know you are flying with a Fury 4 OSD on 351. That's what mine came flashed with. And that will do it for this review. Like I say, as soon as my DVR gets in and my camera stop being jerks, I will have some flight video. And other than that, look down below. Banggood is doing their July 4th sale. So I have coupon codes down below, and I have some more stuff if you do like Banggood. They have a massive sale coming up, so I can't give them any more credit than I already give them. They have been phenomenal for this. If you ever have issues with Banggood, please just contact customer service. They take care of me all the time. Look down below for coupon codes. This goes for about $140 right now on sale. It's going to be on sale. Then coupon codes are valid through July 30th. And as always, thank you so much. If you were wondering, what I was drinking at the beginning was water, and I chugged 4 of those within about 4 minutes just to get that little video clip. And so thank you so much. Hope you're entertained.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is that not why you have come here?